Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the greatest recordings ever. And I do mean ever. Yes. So, having yesterday discussed this wretched bit of recording lack of necessity and excess, the Ring Odyssey on Alpha, front cover, maybe be more helpful. Not really. People do ring things all the time. But we mentioned that there are so many, let me just put this away, so many superior options, unbelievably superior options, including this one of the greatest recordings ever, the disc of Ring Excerpts with George Szell and the Cleveland Orchestra. Oh boy, is this amazing. Somebody in the comments said that left them cold or didn't interest them. Well, what can I say? There's always somebody who doesn't like something. But whether you like it or don't like it is kind of irrelevant because the performances are astounding. I can't answer for whether people are moved, whatever that means, relocated from one place to another, but, are entangled quantumly in the performance. What I can tell you is that the consensus critically has been almost unanimously effusive about this particular recording, and that by any standard that anybody can reasonably expect, the performances themselves are of amazing interpretive and technical excellence all the way through. So if it doesn't move you, too bad. It's your loss. Anyway, listen, this is just great. What do you get here? You get, the entrance of the gods into Valhalla. You get the Ride of the Valkyries, of course, why not? The Magic Fire music, the Forest Murmurs, Dawn and Siegfried's Rhine Journey, which is really like, one of the big numbers because, it's 12 minutes long. It's really a tone poem. And then the Siegfried's Funeral music and final scene from Götterdämmerung, the final scene. You want the immolation bit. Oh, you want to hear how Brunhilde immolates without Brunhilde. It's even better without her, quite frankly. The closing pages are just glorious. And Szell pulls no punches in any of these performances. He just lets them rip. And it's thrilling, absolutely thrilling to hear. One of the things about Ring Excerpts, generally speaking, bleeding chunks, as they, used to be called, and maybe still are in some quarters, is that they often have no beginning and no ending. Some of them make more sense than others. And like I said, the big numbers, Siegfried's Funeral music attached to the immolation scene, well, what the heck, you can do that pretty well because it simmers down to nothing, and then you can go to the final bit of, Brunhilde screeching and immolating. And the same is true of the Dawn and Siegfried's Rhine Journey because it begins at the beginning and then you sort of can cut into the Rhine Journey part. Those things work. The Forest Murmurs, no, I hate the Forest Murmurs. Oh, goodness. It's nothing but, it's sort of minimalism. It's early minimalism. It's like just a repeated chord, arpeggiated in various ways with an irritating bird thing and a glockenspiel added, which the great Donald Francis Tovey, the great music commentator, said has the effect of a chocolate with liqueur in the inside that you weren't expecting, and it just sort of goes, ah! Anyway. But all of that is made irrelevant when the performances are absolutely fabulous. We know that Szell's standards were second to none. He was the original choice, some people forget, for the Schulte Ring. They really wanted Szell to do it, but he refused to do it because he said that he couldn't get the singers he wanted, which is kind of like, oh, God, boy, was that a missed opportunity, wasn't it? That's why we don't have operas by Szell. He was so disgusted with everything and difficult to deal with that everyone just said, oh, forget the guy's nuts. So what we get is an amazing disc of orchestral excerpts, a tantalizing sample, a taste, a foreshadowing of what might have been. It really probably would have been pretty extraordinary, although probably all the singers would have quit and walked away and everybody would have had a nervous breakdown. You have to take what you can get. That's the bottom line. And what we get, this is the Japanese Szell edition, by the way. issue, but it's in the Szell box, and you can find these things rather easily. They were released on Essential Classics. What we get is one of the greatest recordings ever of anything, ever. Really, seriously. If you don't know these performances, you are missing something really, really big. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.